He will do a spectacular job, I have no doubt.
President Donald Trump's Chief of Staff, General John Kelly, has assumed one of the most powerful, consequential, and difficult jobs in Washington. Or, as former Chiefs of Staff put it,
Chief of Staff's role is really all-encompassing. Serving the president, primarily, that's the principal role, but also making sure that the White House is working effectively in order to support the president.
You have the worst job in Washington because your job is to catch all the javelins that are intended for the old man.
The overarching goal is to make the president the best president he can possibly be.
So what challenges will General Kelly face as Chief of Staff, and what exactly are his responsibilities? Here's the breakdown. According to the White House Transition Project, a collaboration with the Baker Institute, the job entails two key functions: managing and advising. General Kelly will spend most of his time interacting with a core group of advisors, managing the flow of people and information into the Oval Office. More broadly, his office oversees a sprawling White House staff, including the White House Communications Shop, the Cabinet, stacked with more than a dozen secretaries, the Executive Office of the President, which encompasses the Office of Management and Budget and the National Security Council, family members and top aides, and other staff supportive of the president, like those who schedule travel, plan events, and look after the first family.
General Kelly has the full authority to operate within the White House, and all staff will report to him.
General Kelly has already made it very clear that the org chart will look much different than it did during Trump's first 6 months as president. That's when Chief Strategist Steve Bannon and then Chief of Staff Reince Priebus had co-equal standing, and family members had a straight line to the president.
General Kelly, I think, will bring discipline. The president has to allow that.
Those who have worked with Kelly, a four-star general who spent more than 4 decades in the Marines, say that discipline runs in his veins.
John Kelly is not somebody who tolerates chaos. He's somebody who's a Marine dedicated to accomplishing the mission, taking the hill, and that's what he's all about. So I think John Kelly is, in many ways, the perfect individual to take that job, particularly in the chaos of the moment.
As an advisor, Kelly's role is to help the president strategize on everything from the legislative agenda to foreign policy priorities. Then he has to work with the White House staff and members of Congress to execute the president's vision. He also has to be tough.
You have to develop a close enough relationship with the president so that you can walk into the Oval Office, look at the president, and say, Mr. President, I think you're making a mistake with that particular decision, or you're making a mistake with that particular tweet, or you're making a mistake with that particular comment.
I predict that General Kelly will go down in terms of the position of Chief of Staff, one of the great ever.
So what'll it take to succeed? Former Chiefs of Staff recommend that Kelly address the tweeting.
I'm not saying don't tweet, just have more discipline. Allow some period of time so that there is thought to consequence before the tweet goes out.
Pay attention to the needs of staff.
I just hope the general understands he's got to make himself a little bit more accessible to his staff within the White House than might have been the norm, if you will, within the military.
And address the flood of leaks.
The way you control leaks is not, with a bunch of cops in the White House or the FBI. The way you control leaks is creating a morale factor among the staff of loyalty to the president. And the way you do that is by building a team in the White House, making them feel like they're part of a team.